Good evening, fight fans. You are watching and listening to the Radulich and Broadcasting Network alternative commentary for Thor versus Eddie Hall, the heaviest boxing match in the history of boxing. Yes, sirree, Bob. The heaviest boxing match in history is what they call it. It is live from Dubai Duty-Free Tennis Stadium. And joining me in the commentary booth tonight is Stewart Lange, back from his gig doing the Mania of WrestleMania with me. How you doing, Stewart?
I'm doing well. Yeah, thanks for having me back. I am certainly excited about what promises to be an evening of boxing.
It's going to be a lot of nonsense. That's what it's going to be. But
this is going to be something.
We kind of did this on a lark. I was going to watch this no matter what. When they advertised a few years ago, Thor versus Eddie, I think before COVID, and a number of other things that happened, I was like, yeah, two meaty men slapping meat. That's my jam. Two big old strong men just throwing haymakers at each other. I'm here for it. Yeah. So I've been wanting to do this now for a while, and this was one where I would have watched it no matter what. I probably would have called it with like my son or somebody, like made my wife watch this with me, because there was no way I was going to get any of like the legit combat sports guys to sit down and watch this. Like Robert would have just gone into the woods to live deliberately. So, but I mentioned it to you when we were talking about the Mania of WrestleMania, and you were like, "Yeah, I'm here for this. Call me and put me in, coach. I'm ready to play." And so here you are. And what made you want to call this fight with me?
So, like, I mean, for people who don't know me from, 411 Mania and stuff like that, like probably like 14 years that I've written for that site. And I started off in the MMA zone, like exclusively in the MMA section. So, I mean, I've commentated on, BAMA events, UFC events from cage side, like, I'd consider myself a, legit combat sports guy. Like I'm here for the ridiculousness of this. Like this is it. Like you say, it's two big men slapping meat. Like what more could you want from combat sports? Frankly, like this is what it's all about right here. This is it.
I think in the age of the ESPN, even post Fox UFC, we're starting to get a little bit of it now with the Triller, like triple threat MMA fights or whatever they're called, the triads. I don't know if you've seen those lately, but we don't get a lot of circus freak fights anymore. Not like the good old days, like 20, 30 years ago, UFC, MMA kind of thing. We don't get a lot of nonsense. It's a lot of very, very state, just kind of normalized MMA. It's the stuff of stuffy, it's just...
Listen, what I think it is I think that we need a break from highly elite trained combatants. Do you know what I mean? I think this is as close as we're going to get to watching just two drunk uncles. Really, I think is what we're looking at here. Is it? They've both been at the same wedding. They both seen each other like he's a big guy, I'm a big guy, and resentment's brewed from the moment they set eyes on each other. Pints have been, and they just thought, this is it. This is it. And we're now 3 years in the making. Somehow this fight is like 3 years in the making.
It's kind of a. I was going to say it's kind of a. It's kind of a bear fighting a kangaroo. This is as good as it gets when it comes to that. Our friend here, I think this is one of Robert Winfrey's brothers. Woo! Two guys fighting over a deadlift record instead of deadlifting. Hey, you know what? If Triple H and Scott Steiner can do it when they're not doing math, I don't see why these guys can't. Look, I think once the Logan Pauls and Jake Pauls of the world decided, hey, anybody can be a boxer. Let me train a little bit and get in there and get big time Showtime pay-per-views. Other people have to be looking around going, there's something to be had here. Someone will put on a fight and nuts like you and I will watch them. And so here we are. Let's give a little background on what this is. I know there might be people who are tuning in just for the curiosity. I mentioned this to a few friends that this is where I was going to be for the next hour and a half or so. And they were like, you're doing what now? Well, here's the what. So Eddie Hall versus Hafthor Bjornsson, also known as the heaviest boxing match in history, is a boxing match between strongman Eddie Hall and the aforementioned Hafthor Bjornsson. Both have won strongman competitions, the world's strongest man owned by IMG Worldwide. It is the first botching match for Eddie Hall, fourth for Bjornsson, and prior to Hall's injury was set to take place on September 18th, 2021, right here in Jacksonville, Florida. The replacement match in 2021 was, I believe, supposed to be in Dubai, and that was supposed to be Devon Larratt. And then this was rescheduled again till today. Both Hall and Bjornsson are going into this fight with numerous accolades in strength athletics, the best kind, yet little boxing experience, the best kind. Hall holds the title of the 2017 World's Strongest Man and won UK Strongest Man every year from 2011 to 2016, as well as Britain's Strongest Man every year from 2014 to 2018. Bjornsson won 2018's World's Strongest Man and has placed in the top 3 positions of the competition every year since 2012. He also won Iceland's Strongest Man every year from 2011 to 2020, as well as every occasion of the World's Strongest Man in Iceland competition from 2010 to 2012, 2016, and 2017. In 2016, Hall set a world record in deadlifting with 500 kilograms, that's 1,102 pounds, at the 2016 Europe Strongest Man competition. However, Bjornsson lifted 501 kilograms, 1,105 pounds, on May 2nd, 2020 in Thor's Power Gym to set the new world current record. On July 26th, did we lose picture, by the way? God damn it. Oh, nope, it's back and it's green now.
No, it's... Yeah.
All right. Currently being filmed in Predator Vision. Good. Moving on.
Oh, listen, that's the one thing this fight didn't have that it now does. We've gone full 1989. Everybody, here we go.
I hope so. I hope this ends with somebody ripping out the other guy's spine.
What's ironic is all I could think about today was that the tagline for Alien versus Predator just fits this so well. Like fits whoever wins, we lose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll talk about that in just a moment.
Yeah.
On July 26, 2021, an announcement was made that Hall had suffered a serious injury and therefore the fight would be postponed. Okay, so if you don't know who at least one of these guys is, you should if you watched Game of Thrones. I'll go ahead and pull that up for you in just a second here. So yeah, he...
Oh, hey, now I'm green. I think I'm a second behind you. That's okay.
Where is... Yeah, okay, yeah. He played Gregor the Mountain Clegane in the HBO series Game of Thrones for 5 seasons. He's also a former professional basketball player. Other credits to his name, he's done something. He played himself in Eddie Strongman. He was in Operation Ragnarok, Devilish Deeds, Beast, Kickboxer Retaliation, for you kickboxing fans out there. Pharaoh's War, and he's in an upcoming picture that we will be reviewing right here on the Radulich and Broadcasting Network, The Northman. Have you seen the trailers for The Northman yet?
No, not yet.
Okay,
but I think I'm gonna have to after this.
I think so. So Eddie Hall, he has get this. He has an uncredited role in Transformers: The Last Knight as Saxon Warrior. Good for him. He's also got an undisclosed.
Good,
I can't wait for this. He's got an undisclosed role in The Expendables 4 coming up. Hot damn.
Undisclosed. I wonder if he's going to be the same Saxon Warrior again. That would be a turn up for the books, wouldn't it?
Everything just shows up in everything as Saxon
Maybe
Warrior.
That's why it's undisclosed because they've not cleared the rights for it yet.
All right. Well, I'm going to go to you in a second for some commentary here, but first, I just want to remind everybody that the comments are live. We're starting to get some comments in now from YouTube and from Twitch and from wherever. So wherever you're watching us, please go ahead, leave us a comment, say hello. We just got asked when is the fight starting. It's supposed to start 15 minutes ish. They've got a hard cam on the ring. So I think they said that it was going to get the site up and running and show picture to the world at 4:30, which is about when we went live. And then at 5 o'clock, the gentleman would take the ring. This is a one match fight. So I don't know what all else went on during this card, but the only thing they're showing is Thor versus Eddie Hall. And So I want to encourage everyone who is listening, whether it's on our YouTube or on any one of our Facebook pages or on Twitch, please go ahead, ask questions, put a comment in there, say hello. We encourage interaction. That's why we do this. We're having a good time. We're having a party. Speaking of party, Stewart, this is not normally I go to my color man for some in-depth critical analysis. What is the fight plan here between this bear and this kangaroo that are about to embark on this boxing journey? Obviously, this is not going to happen, but I am curious because I know one of our friends that follows us on Facebook is watching, and he thinks Eddie Hall has got this. I think Thor does, and I'll tell you why. And I want to get your opinion here. Eddie is just so wide in the torso and in the shoulders and the biceps. I think he's going to have a hard time finding range. Also, I think Thor has the reach on him. And so, again, this is amateur boxing at best, and I'm being really polite about that. So I'm thinking here that the guy with the range is going to be the guy that wins the fight, not the guy with the most musculature, which I think Eddie has over Thor at this point. What do you think?
So, I mean, it feels so strange, like even attempting to break this down in any way, shape, or form. Like, it just,
you have to fill time,
right at all. But yeah. No, I mean, I have to say, I'm siding with Thor as well. Like, there's no like UK bias here in any way, shape, or form. I think that Thor has got a couple of fights under his belt, so to speak, his weight belt. But yeah, I 2017, yeah. When Eddie, so I didn't hear it, but this beef goes back to 2017 when Eddie won World's Strongest Man. So yeah, I mean, I think this is one of these things that is, it's just kind of been bubbling, I guess. Like, I think they just, obviously in the same kind of realm, doing the World Strongman stuff, and then they just, decided that, beef sells tickets, not just hunky man beef like we're about to see in T-9 minutes, but actual aggro, and I think we've been able to manufacture that pretty well here, given what's been going on through the week with the fight and stuff. But yeah,
I want to say at the early part of 2020 on DAZN, there was a fight between Logan Paul and some rapper. Yeah, beef sells tickets. So
KSI, yeah.
Oh my god, that fight.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I like
KSI as well, but yeah. Yeah. I mean, there's people are watching this. The thing is, like, Thor's got his fans. I mean, people are going to know him from Game of Thrones, as you mentioned. Like, Eddie Hall he's a big name in the UK. At least there's going to be people tuning in for this. And as you say, we kind of talked about earlier, it's a freak fight. It's been a long time since you see something just a little bit wild. Like, we really don't know what's going to happen. I think that, my breakdown, my analysis, my what's going to happen here is I think that we're going to see two really tired dudes within a couple of minutes. I think that out of the first round, this is going to be a hard watch, and I think it's going to come down to whoever. And I honestly, I feel like Thor's going to take it, and I think it's going to be from a lot of work to the body of Eddie. That is as analytical about it as I can be.
I watched a little bit of when the website was working. I watched a little bit of the Segi TV road to this fight. Believe it or not, I did a little bit of research here. I watched some of the video.
Wow.
And and Thor talked about, like, he's been training in boxing for a while now. He didn't just come into this completely cold. I can go back over this again. So looking at his boxing career, in September of 2021, Insider reported that Thor had lost 121 pounds over an 18-month period in preparation to embark on a boxing career. On September 18th, he defeated Devon Larratt. Yeah, I actually watched that. Did you see the Devon Larratt fight?
No, No, I
He
did
didn't
not.
miss anything. It was not great, but it does go to something I was thinking about. So I'm actually looking at his record now. He has 2 draws. He had a draw on January 16th, 2021 but apparently he only fights in Dubai. He had a draw against Stephen Ward, and then he had another draw against Simon Vallely, and then he finally got a first round TKO over Devon Larratt. And so this is fight number 4 for him. And I was thinking about this as we were talking about he definitely shed some of his musculature to get in boxing shape for this, because again, you don't, and I was thinking about this, and I've talked about this on other shows before. The one time Dave Bautista had an MMA fight, I've talked about how he came down to Highlander MMA here in Tampa, and he rolled with our class for a day, and he was talking about how he was trying to get a contract with Strikeforce, and the idea was, again, eventually to put him and Bobby Lashley together because he was in Strikeforce for a hot cup of coffee. So he wanted like a break-in fight, and then he wanted, I think he wanted like a mid-level, like main event on Showtime, and then do a pay-per-view with Bobby Lashley, which had he gotten that far and Strikeforce not been bought by UFC was entirely, I guess, possible.
Yeah.
But Dave has always been Batista. When you look at him in the WWE, was always so big, and so round in musculature. When he started rolling, he had to slim down a lot because, again, and this is the point that I'm getting to, when he had his first MMA fight at I think it's the Dunkin' Donuts Arena in Rhode Island, he couldn't get out of the first round with any wind. He was so gassed, and he didn't do a whole lot of anything. I think he won that fight on sympathy. Than actually by defeating his opponent. Like just give it to him, it's fine. It was, yeah, he had a hard time like keeping his wind and getting anything done in the ring. And so my point is, a guy like Eddie Hall, who doesn't look like he has shed that much weight, versus Thor. Like if Thor can take him into beyond the first round, I think Eddie's going to struggle.
Yeah, I think very much so. Yeah, it's going to be bowling shoe ugly for want of a better. Bowling shoe ugly.
That is a phrase, yes.
Yeah. But I mean, this is the thing, is like I'm kind of thinking about, like, Eddie Hall is not a particularly tall guy. But he's probably, he looks like Super Meat Boy. He's like as tall as he is wide, kind of thing. So I mean, I think that he's just this big square target that, he's going to be there to be punched, I think.
Yeah, that actually is a great lead into a question we have here on Twitch from Squeeze Ches. How you doing, sir? He says, how do you think World's Strongest Man training can translate into boxing? Not well.
Spoiler alert! It does not at all.
No, look, I'm all about like World's Strongest Man, and like what is it, the Scottish games where you throw the tree trunks, or like the lumberjack games, the Highland games,
tossing the caber. That is tossing
right.
the caber. Yeah.
My wife in from the side, from the peanut gallery. Yeah, like the Highland games, like the lumberjack games and shit like that. Like I don't take anything away from those people. They're obviously in better shape than I am, and they are athletes, and I'm here for it. But boxing is its own very specific thing. There's a lot of technique involved, and it's, look at a guy like Tyson Fury. Yes, he's about 9 feet tall and about 8 feet wide. He's huge. But, Tyson Fury, not the most muscular guy. And look at like him versus Deontay Wilder, who's also, about the size of this year's tower and hits like a mule. And if you look at like their third fight, you would look at Deontay Wilder and think like he can just knock the crap out of anybody based on his musculature and size. But he doesn't have the technique where Tyson Fury does, and Tyson Fury gets away with it, on top of being ham-boned, just a large dude. Yeah. So my point is, to the World's Strongest Man question, you when you're doing professional weightlifting, World's Strongest Man, or bodybuilding and things, you're doing a kind of exercise to essentially make your muscles look good and to be able to lift the highest weight, which doesn't necessarily translate to being able to execute technique. in the ring. And this is where I wish Pat were here, because Pat could go on forever explaining that. But just, my own point of view, when boxing, when the object is to make yourself look, make yourself, Melissa, everybody. Stewart says, oh, by the way, brief timeout. My wife has to tell you how big of a fan she is of you.
No, I just was saying that I want to listen to you talk all day long because I really like your accent.
Thank you so much.
Because I'm an American woman and we apparently go for men with accents. What can I say?
There we go. Oh well,
Thank you.
I'll take the next question then, Mark. I'll take the next question.
She absolutely wanted me to keep playing the Mania of WrestleMania that you were on just to hear your voice again. She was also like, wow, that got really intense and in depth. And I'm like, yeah, it was a 2-hour show.
Yeah, two hours twice. Yeah.
Point. I'm going to throw it to you in just a second, but just to conclude my point with this, when training for boxing, most important thing is your cardio. If you can't breathe, you can't punch.
Yeah.
If you can't, if you're not able to move around the ring, if you're not able to focus on your technique, if you lose your technique, you lose your defense, you're going to lose the fight more than likely. When training for weightlifting, when training for World's Strongest Man, you're not necessarily in need of like high cardio. So it's a whole different kind of training altogether, which is why, again, I favor Thor over Eddie in this particular contest. But what do you think, Stewart?
So I mean, it's one of these things that like it's kind of the same that like MMA boxing doesn't translate into a boxing ring as well as it sounds or feels like it should. It's a completely different type of technique. Now, the thing with the World's Strongest Man training is that it's not in any way like a combat training that they're doing. So their arms are made for one thing, and it's for lifting as much as they possibly can. So when it comes to punching of any kind of sort, you need some kind of speed to it. You need to have some sort of control, some kind of speed. And there's a big difference between getting your fist to land on a target that size to being able to lift something that's that size, And I think that is integral to this, aside from what you said about the cardio, which I think is going to be the big factor in this fight. Once again, like I just think that these guys aren't going to be able to lift their hands to get any sort of punches to the head going after like the first 30-40 seconds of this, because their arms have been built different. Really, they've been trained to do something completely different for 15 years, 20 years plus in each case. And it's down to that I just think this is going to be two guys who, don't get me wrong, I don't want to be punched by either of them, but I don't feel like either guy is going to really know how to punch. Tyson Fury, as you mentioned, like, he looks like a ham, but he's also been boxing for, his whole life. So he knows how to move, he knows how to punch, he knows how to control his own cardio compared to his body type and size. These guys don't. They know how to lift one thing without, lift with your back in a sharp jerking motion. That's really all it's got. Not to take away from it. I clearly couldn't do any of that either. But it's not going to translate well. I'm looking forward to this.
I am. I'm looking forward to it for the circus aspect. I am not. Look, there'll be a fight on ESPN later that we will be covering here on the Radulich Broadcasting Network. I'm going to send Stewart home back to his children, and I'm going to bring on Dan Lasby, take him away from his children and his wife, and we're going to cover the Edward Berlanga fight on ESPN whenever that airs. I think the main card starts at 10 o'clock, but the fight probably won't start until 12:30. And we'll bring it to you live here on the Radulich Broadcasting Network, right where you're watching this now, this very place. However, that's real boxing. This nonsense. However, the follow-up question that we got here that I put up on the board is, so can they give us a good match after only 1 year of boxing training? I mean, look, I'm not saying it won't be entertaining, depending on what you find entertaining. Look, if I watch, like a Shakur Stevenson fight, or I watch, Errol Spence, something like that, or I watch Canelo. I'm looking for technique. I'm looking for the entertainment that comes from good, high quality boxing. However, if I watch, bare knuckle boxing, which just had an event, about a week ago, I think it was, or I watch one of these like triad events with, where Frank Mir gets his head caved in or something like that. I'm really looking for just fun. I'm kind of looking for the Schadenfreude of it all. So that's the long way of saying, do you think 1 year of boxing is probably not enough to show any kind of high quality? It is, however, just enough to probably give you some entertainment if you're not looking for, Sugar Ray Leonard versus Marvin Hagler.
Watch us eat our words. This is going to be
fight of the year. Well, even like the Deontay Wilder Tyson Fury 3, I mean, one could argue that was not the highest quality boxing you're ever going to see, but those two guys had so much heart, and they coming back from knockdowns and just brawling it out. It's my favorite fight of last year, bar none. But because of everything that went into it, not just the quality, lack of quality. There have been some, look, the last like 3 Canelo fights that I saw were some of the highest quality boxing I've covered here since I've started doing this. They weren't all that entertaining. So poor, what's his face? The guy that he just beat from Tennessee. Caleb Plant. I mean, like, I've watched a bunch of his fights leading up to the Canelo fight, and he's a great boxer. Doesn't always put on the most entertaining fight. We have a question here on YouTube. Who do you think will win? We've covered it a couple times now. Thanks for joining us. To go back, we both think Thor is going to be the one that pulls it out, so it'll end up being Eddie. Because that's how it goes with me. I think this guy here's 20 reasons why. Good. The other guy wins. Fantastic. All right. So if you're wondering, like, okay, so what's going on with the fight? So right now it's a static shot. We're just about a little after the 5 o'clock hour here on Eastern Standard Time, which puts it at what, 9 o'clock your time?
Yeah, 9:05 my time. So we are also live in London for UFC Fight Night. If this doesn't transpire, we can just cover that instead.
There you go.
We are waiting to see if Paddy Pimblett can get knocked on his ass. That'd be nice.
The UFC London card has a heavyweight fight. I'm game.
All right. Let's skip to that instead. Yeah,
exactly. There are guys that do that. Like I'm so conservative with my live streams. I'm like, we're gonna do this one fight, just an hour. I have a family to get back to. There are guys on YouTube. They just got like 9 TVs going, and they do it for 12 hours. Like everything on in a single day. They cover it from soup to nuts, and they like all at once. I'm like, Jesus, Max Headroom. I don't know how you all do this. Listen, you and me trying to get this fight going today was like a Palestinian-Israeli negotiation. Like, do we do it live? And I don't know. Might not happen. Who knows? We don't know.
I think this very much had to be something that we did live. I genuinely feel like if we'd let this, I think if we hadn't been able to do this, I know I'd have watched it live anyway. Mm-hmm. And then I think when it came down to having to watch it again, there'd be a very good chance I wouldn't want to do that to myself.
Well, lucky for you, every single one of the plans I made this weekend, other than this fight, all bombed. So here I am.
Here we go.
And I'm here for it. You know what? I'm glad that all of my plans fell apart this weekend, so I could be right here with all of you where I really want to be. My wife is like, you're so full of crap. No, it's true. I'm glad to be here. All right. So again, we have a static shot of the ring. People are sort of milling about.
Yeah. All 40 people are in their seats, it looks like.
Yeah. This is an odd way to stage a fight. That was the other thing that was coming up. This is my way of killing time here. So up until about an hour ago, maybe, the site wasn't working at all. People were on Twitter like threatening to burn Segi TV down and all of that. And a lot of people kept asking, they're like, this has been in the making for a while. This clearly has a following. Why not do this on Fight TV, a traditional pay-per-view provider for all international territories, including the United States? That's where half of the non DAZN, ESPN, Showtime fights that I watch, or Fox. are all. In fact, I think there's one or two on Fight today, as a matter of fact.
Yeah.
Like, why not just go with a traditional pay-per-view provider? Why, if you're the promoter of record for this fight, why would you go with Segi TV of all things? Not exactly a known provider for live combat sports. I think, what did you say? Like, this was like mostly Bollywood videos?
It looked to be, yeah. Like, what I was kind of having a click around to see, like, if the whole site was down or if it was just the stream or what. And yeah, it seems like a kind of mixture of, like, sort of, I say Bollywood is maybe quite a broad term, admittedly, but like straight to Segi TV movies, you know, not just like Hallmark, not just straight to DVD.
Gosh, I hope that becomes the thing, straight to Segi. What are you working on? Oh, this straight to Segi thing that I do. It's
hey, listen, I'm game for us to put a date in the calendar for you know,
a triple feature of Segi
yeah,
movies.
I'm game. We pick 3, we discuss them. I mean, just to kind of go back to the test thing. I mean, bear in mind that the fight was advertised to start now, like 10 minutes ago. They are now testing the on-screen time board. Yeah. Like, this is all they're doing. Like, this is so badly organized. Like, they're if you're not watching it live, like, to give you a bit of perspective, like, it's in a tennis stadium, so I mean, there's probably like possibly 2,000, maybe 3,000 seats at the most. This place is not busy at all.
When it was scheduled for September, it was slated for Las Vegas, which would have been the place for this because Las Vegas needs, you know, nutty showcase acts. Can't all be, you know, Circus du Soleil and, you know, Tom and his Jones. You got to put walk-in traffic, you know, and have an attraction for them. You know, after you've lost your mortgage in the blackjack tables, you got to go find something to make you happy. This is a happy event. This is something that you put in the casino. This is where you actually have to like sell tickets and get people to come to Dubai. You know, I mean, unless it's a pre-sold show like the WWE or something, where it's like, you know, a half a dozen Saudi royal families and their friends. This is I would love to sit down with the promoter here. I don't do interviews, but this guy I want to talk to. I want to talk to the promoter of this fight and be like, so what were you thinking?
Like, I really don't. I don't get this at all. Like, I don't understand why it's in. Like, I grew up like 10 minutes from a tennis center that looked like this. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's, you know, that like my high school had tournaments in an arena this size. Do you know what I mean? Like, this is not somewhere that should be in an international boxing event. Like you say, Vegas. Like, this fight sells out somewhere in Vegas purely on the freak show nature of it. Do you know what I mean? Sure. Like you'd said, it's sort of been scheduled in for like Jacksonville earlier as well, and you know that would have done fine. You know, I'm pretty sure it would have done okay. You know, you never know. Like, you could have gone. You could have been there. I don't know how close.
I absolutely would have drugged one of my kids to this. Like, come on, Jonas. It's not the beach. You'll be fine.
The bald guy that we keep seeing, who's obviously going to be our ringside commentator as well, who keeps I think they keep false starting him twice now. I've seen him check his dick as well to make sure it's still there.
Was the thought here that, it'll be fine, we'll run it ourselves, you know, we don't need to get like a top-notch production crew or anything? Like, I don't understand why this is as disorganized as it is, because
the thing is, for it being free, I mean, why are they not just pointing their iPhone at it and putting it on Facebook Live?
God knows I've watched enough boxing like that. Like, we present boxing from Jamaica, and it's like a guy with a cell phone. Like, it looks great.
We've got Walmart brand Jeff Bezos in the comments.
Everyone, that whole trio there in front of the camera just looked mortified. All right, have they said who is doing the in front of the ring commentary here? Like, who's the guy with the beard?
No, I don't know. My stream is actually is frozen now on this woman.
Yeah, so Walmart Jeff Bezos is talking to this large bearded fellow, and then we have this woman just trying to figure out where her career has led her to. And I guess they're giving some commentary about this fight as they stall for time, I suppose.
I feel like this is she accepted a job in Dubai thinking it would get her off the shopping channel, and here we are.
I've always wanted to commentate live sports. Hey, have we got a job for you? Can you put on a cocktail dress and pretend to know anything about boxing or weightlifting or men? We'll take either of the three. We are at 35 minutes of this broadcast. Not a lick of a fight yet.
No.
My God, I have a hard enough time killing time when I do the UFC ones because, the timing on that can be really, really off.
Oh, yeah. The live UFC is hard work when it's... I mean, it was always good when we were doing like cage side coverage because it gives you that chance to like catch up and get yourself back. Back. I know that Winfrey will... first of all, like I have no idea how he does that every weekend. Like absolute mad props. But to that coverage, like I've never seen coverage like it anywhere else online. So absolute like legend. But having done it myself in the past, like you need that few seconds, whatever it is between rounds, to just catch your fingers up and hit enter. So I'd imagine the first round knockouts, second round knockouts, where you get that 10 minutes of ads. is excellent in that regard. When you're watching it, like is just...
I'll tell you, the nights that when I was doing it and aggravating most of the people in the MMA section, like I do,
not hard.
I remember Zay McCarty was like, "I enjoy your writing, but this coverage is terrible because you don't give any specifics." And I'm like, I like to give a flavor of what's happening, not a blow by blow recitation of what's going on. Yeah. I had my own way of doing it. Anyway, no, Robert is 110% better than I am. That. But I remember like doing the live coverage here. I would have my friends over for like fight night, have to yell shut up at them whenever there was a decision because I couldn't hear it. Things like that. Fun things when you're having friends over. Yeah. But the thing I remember most about it was those nights when it was one decision after another were exhausting.
Oh, man.
When it was like 9 fights of all decisions and I had to write down every single thing that was happening for 3 to 5 rounds at a clip. Ugh. By the end of it, I was dog ass tired. And it's like, how do you get tired just like typing? Try it. Try it for like, what was it? Like, think from the early prelims all the way to 1 o'clock in the morning here in the East Coast.
Yeah. One of the Bama cards I covered was in Newcastle in England, and it was like a 2-hour drive, and then I was in the arena at like 11 a.m. and I think the first fight started at, I think it was 2:30 p.m. and then it went on until 10 p.m. Yeah, and then I had to drive 2 hours home, and that's maybe one of the most exhausting days of my entire life.
I did a Bellator card here at the University of South Florida. I don't remember being that bad. It's a lot of dead time. You never know when a fight's going to go all 3 rounds. You never know when a fight's just going to be like a knockout in like 10 seconds. So if you're wondering what's going on with the fight, so are we. They keep showing. They keep flashing to this footage of like Vikings. I guess this is a commercial of some kind. Yeah. The Beard Struggle. TheBeardStruggle.com. Oh, okay. I don't know what that is, but now they're doing something for Rain energy drink.
I was wondering if that Beard Struggle thing, was like Thor's beard oil or something like that, like some sort of playback has been stalled due to failure to retrieve encryption key. Here we go, folks. That's happening.
Yeah, so before we started, I was like trying to get it on my phone. I was trying to get it on my Roku stick. I could get it on my computer, but I was also live streaming on my computer, so I didn't want to do both. So God only knows what the reception of this is going to look and sound like when it's all over.
Yeah, I mean, beforehand, it looked like I was delayed slightly on you, and I thought it's going to be fine. Like, these guys aren't going to be moving fast enough that, a few second delay is going to be a problem. But, no, it's I'm getting about three to 5 seconds of stream at a time, and then it's going again, which is fine. I'm kind of still hoping that's all we're going to need of this fight.
So this fight that was supposed to start at 5 o'clock, we are now at almost 20 minutes past 5. Good.
Here we go. Here we go.
I'm about to start getting my kids in here to do song and dance for everyone. Jesus Christ. I'm going to ask my wife how shopping at IKEA was. Let her talk to you about that for the next 20 minutes.
Maybe that's the live stream as you build what she bought. There we go.
We have a suggestion that we build the table that you bought.
Oh, I don't have to build it. It's a folding table.
Oh, it's a folding. Oh, damn it. Okay, well maybe demonstrate it for us.
I was going to say that'll kill 5 seconds. Let's do it. Yeah.
All right, we have another commercial here for the beard oil. How to kill time on your live stream.
Are you using Siri to ask that? Hey Siri.
Really? Yeah, hey Siri. What should we talk about now? All right, well, I'll tell you what. Here's what we're going to do. While we are waiting for this exhaustive fight to finally ever start, it's still just commercials, buddy. It's still... I got a question here from YouTube. Like, are they ever going to start this fight? I don't know. It's still just a lot of commercials. But hey, not every fight I do is a disaster. Some of them actually run on time and have operable distribution. So let's go over what we're doing in the near future. Tonight, as I said earlier, is Edgar Berlanga versus Steve Rolls. That's at the Hulu Theater in New York. That airs on ESPN at 10 o'clock, and we will cover just the main event for that fight. Tomorrow night, myself and Harry Broadhurst will be doing another Indie-Siders TV party. That's where we look at 2 relatively recent indie cards. We're gonna review Terminus 2 and Prestige and West Coast Pro Wrestling Savage Mode featuring Malachi Black, currently on the AEW roster. Next weekend, we've got Miguel Burchelt versus Jeremiah Nakathila. I'm sure I'm mispronouncing all of that. Myself and Dan Lasby will be doing alternative commentary for that fight. But if you're also wondering what's going on in the world of boxing, we have Kiko Martinez versus Josh Warrington on DAZN, which rhymes with calzone. We got Tim Zhu versus Terrell Gausha on Showtime, and then the aforementioned Burchelt versus Nakathila on ESPN. So that's the one we'll be covering because I do like me some Miguel Burchelt. And then it's WrestleMania weekend. Bill from That Wrestling Show will be joining me to do a live stream of Ring of Honor's Super Card of Honor featuring the Briscoes versus FTR, the fight we've all been waiting for.
Holy shit, that fight.
Yeah, that's going to be bonkers. That alone is worth me spending the time doing this live stream. So yeah. Bill and I will be doing the Ring of Honor Super Card of Honor. The next day, myself and Christian will be doing NXT Stand and Deliver. And then the Podsman, one or more of us, will be doing WrestleMania Night 1. And then on Sunday, April 3rd, we will be doing WrestleMania Night 2. Plus, we'll be doing some Indie-Siders looking at the collective shows. April 4th, myself and Harry Broadhurst, after Raw ends, we're going to jump right on here, and we're going to review Effie's Big Gay Brunch, and a one from a little ways back, one that I wanted to cover. I just had to wait for it to be available to watch. But if those wrestling fans may have remembered from late last year, there was the all-gay death match, Fear the Gay Agenda, between Paro and Effie. So we're going to review those at the same time. Effie's Big Gay Brunch 2022, which is part of the collective during WrestleMania season. And then from a few months back, Fear the Gay Agenda. We're also going to do a review on April 10th for Joey Janela's Spring Break 1 and 2. And hey, you're like, but what about the boxing? Talk about boxing again. Sure. On April 9th, we get back to the UFC. We will be doing Volkanovski versus the Korean Zombie. That'll be me and Dan Lasby. And didn't we just say get back to boxing? I hear you, people. I hear you. We will be covering the Errol Spence versus Eugenius Ugas fight. And then, hey, after we have my kid's birthday party It's my birthday party, but it won't be my birthday. It'll be an early birthday present for me. Tyson Fury versus Dillian White for the WBC and Ring Heavyweight title. We'll be doing alternative commentary for that. I am very excited. And then we end the month of April with Shakur Stevenson versus Oscar Valdez for their belt. So we've got WrestleMania, we've got UFC 273, Volkanovski versus Korean Zombie, and then we've got Spence versus Ugas, Tyson Fury, Dillian White, and finally Oscar Valdez versus Shakur Stevenson in the month of April. And yes, we are doing the Canelo Alvarez fight. Canelo Alvarez takes on Dimitri Bivol on May 7th. We will cover that for you. We will also, if I can get Dan to do it, if it works out time-wise, we will be covering Tony Yoka versus Martin Bacoli on ESPN, which is, I believe, in France. So that'll be in the middle of the day. So they announced a whole bunch more fights here in the month of May, but that's all we've secured for the time being. All right. So let's see here. Let's check in with our friends here in the chat. 2 years for a beard struggle, Ed. Seriously, I know. It's taking forever.
And you'll notice that brought to you by these sponsors, myself and Mark are both looking fabulous with our beard struggles tonight. You know,
I combed my beard before this started. I didn't want to look like a homeless mess.
This comment I'm going to actually address myself, if you don't mind. It's probably just hard for Segi to actually support the number of users that are waiting. Yes, it is, apparently, because I am getting that, as you can see there. So that is what I am looking at. So this may be even less entertaining than it was going to be with the fight on in the background of it. So yeah.
All right. So what I like about our comment section, and I truly do, I truly treasure you all, including the ones that read me Bible verses or call me out for fights. I love you all. This is what makes doing this that much more enjoyable. But what's really helping right now is now everyone's contributing to help us kill time. We are now getting suggestions on how we can kill time, like this one from, I believe this is Robert's brother. Trying to kill time. Here's a random World's Strongest Man fact. Brian Shaw is the only person to tie for first place in the competition. See?
With who did he tie with? Himself?
I guess we'll find out momentarily when he gives us the other half of that factoid.
That's exciting.
But we have an important question here. The most important question. Does Effie's Big Gay Brunch, which I'm very excited about, turn into a cabaret at any point? Not in the ones...
better.
I mean, it hasn't yet. I've seen quite a few of Effie's Big Gay Brunches, and there's a lot of pronouns. There's a lot of he, she, they going on, but not a lot of cabaret. I did, however, see a lot of toy play, I guess. Yeah. There.
Oh goodness.
Yeah. All right. So to answer the other, backing out of this conversation slowly, the answer is this person, Zadrunas Savicus.
If only he was in charge of this live stream, it might have been tied for working.
All right. Here we have a question from Smoggy Moose. Could they have possibly picked a shittier streaming service? I suppose. I mean,
WWE on Peacock, $9.99 a month.
Yeah, which does not work in the Dominican Republic. I found out this week.
We still have the old school network, so that's nice for now.
No, Smoggy Moose, please do not adjust your television settings. It's not your shitty Wi-Fi. I mean, I still have a picture. Just the picture. Want to know what the picture says? The picture is a commercial. Hey, it's hey, look, I think that's Paige Van Zandt. I go, look at you, girly, who hasn't won a fight in dog's age.
She's now all elite anyway. So.
Yeah, now she'll win fights because it'll be booked that way. But when she actually has to use talent, not so much.
No.
Is there another woman in the world of mixed martial arts that got by with less talent and a pretty face than Paige Van Zandt?
That's a tough call. Let me do the research and I'll get back to you.
Okay. It was the other. Very nice.
It's a baby IKEA bag.
Look, my wife wants to show me this. I might as well show this on screen because I got nothing else to do right now. This is
unfortunately, I was going to say it's blue on your.
It's cool. A baby IKEA bag. Terrific.
It made me really happy.
I'm glad it made you happy. We're almost an hour into this. See a guy have a meltdown waiting for a fight to start. It's going to happen live on the internet. Yeah, you want to see me have a conniption? Sure.
Yeah. If the Paddy Pimblett fight starts before this does, then I vote we switch.
Yeah, no, I'm just gonna start calling other crap that's happening. You know what? Here we go. I'm gonna put on ESPN on my Roku stick.
I was gonna say for those of you who care but are not keeping up with the UFC, there's a great knockout in the prelim main event. And Gunnar Nelson and Sato just had a pretty good scrap, which is good because I still don't have anything. I'd kill for a Viking advert right now.
You don't even have a picture.
It doesn't work. It's nothing.
This is gonna be amazing. This is gonna be the best commentary I've ever done.
Yeah, I'm just looking forward to. I'm just gonna sit here and talk to you while you watch boxing. Like, that's really what.
I'm gonna tell you what's happening, and you're gonna react. Okay, so now on my Roku stick, I can tell you what's happening in the UFC for those that give a shit. There's funny, a friend of mine who doesn't really know that I do this. I told her, like, hey, you should tune in to watch this fight that we're going to do, kind of see what it is I'm doing. Yeah, anyone watching this for the first time is like, what the hell, man? What is this crap that you're doing? It doesn't always go this badly.
Oh, I have a picture.
Woo!
I actually have a picture.
Speaking of
filling up as well. Wow, there's now 80 people there.
All right, we are in the money. So I want to address Jay Royce here. The answer is no, because even the talentless, attractive girls beat Paige. They bare knuckle signed her for a reasonable sum of money, I suppose, and based an entire event around her. She proceeded to lose against some ham and egger that I'm pretty sure they drug out of the audience. It was like the girl sitting next to my daughter at the time. Paige Van Zandt's a bit of a bust, but yes, now she's all elite and good. God bless her. All right,
yeah, fair play.
We have a ring announcer. Oh,
we have. He looks like Max Headroom.
Max Headroom from the '80s. That's the second reference tonight.
This is taking me back. I'm beginning to feel all Rocky IV about this. If I'm going to be honest with you,
honestly, he kind of looks like Biff from Back to the Future.
Yeah. Yeah, this is the third reality where he didn't find the almanac or beat up Marty.
I feel like he's just gonna start like knocking on Thor's head. Hey, McFly.
I hope so. Something needs to happen. We're half an hour past start time, and they've not even. This is the first sign of human life.
Well, we're getting a promo package now. We're getting the old classic shady warehouse.
Yeah, honestly, that's where this fight should have happened. Is they should have just opened up Raw Underground again.
Yeah, maybe they could have had it in the Heart Dungeon.
Yeah, listen, I stand by that. I still like that.
Whatever. All right. So, a couple of real fun comments here, guys. Send me comments here. Entertain us. We'll entertain each other. It'll be fine. Only Paige Van Zandt could lose to enhancement talent. You're not wrong about that. Egads. More fun facts for you. Brian Shaw threw a 33-pound keg 25 feet 4 inches over the bar, which would go over the world's tallest giraffe by 6.5 feet. Keep him coming, buddy. I'm loving it. Fantastic.
We are going to need those facts because my stream is gone again.
Okay, well, on mine, we might be starting, everybody. Hang on, batten down the hatches. I think a fighter is coming to the ring. Yes, here we go. Woo! Let's do this thing. Ladies and gentlemen, we are ready to start this fight. Woo!
Yes.
I do love my buttons.
That's a good button.
That is a good button. I got that especially for Robert Winfrey when he was right about something, and I wanted to give him props. Okay, so coming to the ring at this time. Woo! We are ready to go here. I bet. Yep, Thor is coming to the ring. Just shadow boxed in the hallway. Please just walk, sir. We've waited long enough.
Will you hurry up? Well, 1 foot in front of the other. Come on.
Would someone beat him? Jesus, just push him forward. Like, I don't mind him kind of playing to the crowd, but we didn't need shadow boxing and half stepping the whole time. Good gracious.
He's going to end up gassed.
I do love his robe, though. His robe is fabulous.
I'd love to if I could see it. I'll comment if the stream ever decides to work.
Please get one of your babies or your wife to stand on your roof with rabbit ears. It'll be fine. Like half the people in the comments got that joke. The other half are like, what the fuck are rabbit ears? What are you talking? What does that have to do with rabbits?
The people in the comments section who weren't old enough to remember being the remote.
Yes.
Yeah.
S Barnes on YouTube, and again, I appreciate you all so very much for this. The tapir has the largest penis to body ratio in the world of mammals.
Second largest.
A tapir?
What?
A tapir?
Yes.
Oh, I one of those.
Quiet, whore. Jesus Christ. Yes, the streaming platform is far too overwhelmed. Yeah, we've been talking about that for at least a portion of our live stream that has now been almost an hour while waiting for the fight that was supposed to take place 30 minutes ago.
You're live in a stream of alternative commentary with one person who apparently is not going to be able to watch the fight. So it's going to be something. I mean, right. The Pimblett fight's about to start. I'll commentate on that, and you can commentate on this. There we go. You got two for one.
Yeah, if we could just do dueling commentary, and I'll, we'll make sense of it later. It'll be fine.
Yeah.
And by the way, folks, this is the comment debate about the tapir with the largest penis to body ratio in the world of mammals. If you got something better, I'll replace it. Until then, that's on the leaderboard. All right, and here comes Eddie Hall.
It's a pretty high benchmark.
Let's go over the tail of the tape for these two gentlemen here as I see it. Yeah, here we go. All right, so we have Eddie Hall, the Beast, from Clayton, Newcastle, underline England, with a 0-0 pre-fight record, who stands at a mere 6 feet 3 inches tall, world's strongest man, 2017 official deadlift world record, so the wiki tells me. And he is taking on the Mountain, Hafthor Bjornsson. Sure. The Mountain, yes, from Iceland with a 1-0-2 record. And he stands 6'9" with the world's strongest man 2018 official deadlift world record. And that is the tail of the tape, as the wiki tells me. I need to put the actual tail of the tape here. I want to see what their reaches are, if they've even bothered to do that.
I think you're being very optimistic about what they've bothered to do.
just put them up like their arms up in the air. Yeah, one's about meow, one's about meow.
Yeah.
6'9", 69. Nice. I agree. I'm not putting that on the board, but I am amused. Thank you. All right. So for those of you joining us on YouTube and our Facebook page for W2Mnet.com and Twitch, we greatly appreciate you being here, hanging out with us. This is a lot of fun. All right, the real tail of the tape. We've got a reach of 203.5 for Thor and 203.5 for Eddie. Interesting.
Oh, wow.
Equivalent reaches for these guys. That might change things just a little bit. What do you think about that, Stewart?
That is pretty interesting. I feel like Eddie would have been given up a lot more than nothing. Well, yeah, that didn't sound good.
Hey, one of our new friends here following us on YouTube, Brianna, says a pig's orgasm lasts for 30 minutes. Thank you, Brianne.
I think in the comments, I'd really like to know the amount of people who found themselves here trying to find a working stream.
Yeah. If you're asking me to play the fight, that's not going to happen because that's illegal. Though I'm fairly certain if I tried, I don't think Segi would know until it was way too late. But hey, I don't want to get demonetized.
They'll wonder how you were able to get it working to so many people at once.
They were like, "What's he got that we ain't got?" This guy from Tampa. We don't know how he did it. So yeah, that's Brianna Coleman's comment is the one to beat right now. She's on the leaderboard with a pig's orgasm lasting 30 minutes. Also, yeah. Woo! Anywho. Dr. Hyde says they'd probably send you a thank you letter for helping syndicate the broadcast. I'm here to help people. I'm from the government. All right, let's get back to ringside here. We might actually have a fight on our hands. All right.
Yeah. And one of us is definitely getting to watch it. Oh my god. This is
you really
dreadful.
can't get anything on any device in your house right now?
Genuinely not. No, I'm trying on two different things and it is not playing ball at all.
Well, I'm not. I crossing my fingers. I still have a picture here. We have two fighters in the ring. This is as close as we're going to get to an actual fight here on this live fight commentary. I'm not touching nothing. Tell the kids not to get out of their rooms. Don't you move off that couch. All right. Our fighters come face to face in the ring. Ladies and gentlemen, we are finally on our way. Round one, ding, ding. The corners clear the ring. Here we go. All right, Eddie's loosening up in there. He's giving a wry grin at Thor. Thor is sneering at him like a pirate.
Any moment, I'm expecting Mo to come flying in and scoop one of them up.
Oh, and we have drunken boxing already. Here we go. Thor and Eddie are just trading bombs left and right. Not a lot is connecting, but it looks pretty cool. Okay, big old swing from Eddie from left field. Okay, Thor comes in with a 1-2 punch. Eddie is actually able to evade him so far. This is round 1 of 6, ladies and gentlemen. 3 minutes per round, as per usual boxing. We've got a series of jabs there from Thor. Eddie goes to the body with a single punch. Thor catches him every time he does it. Eddie with a low guard here, not wanting to keep a high guard up, just kind of dropping his hands, maybe willing to bait Thor and hit him on the rebound. All right. We are a minute into this fight so far. Thor can tend to just jab at Eddie at this point. They've slowed down enough to where they can actually, big right hand from Eddie, but no follow-up. He just sort of walks after him all cool like. Eddie, full of confidence in this fight. Thor, a bit tentative. Wanting to actually, box. Eddie with just a big swing. Not a lot of technique there. Just swinging for the fences. They're feinting at each other now. Eddie's got his right arm at his waist. He's got his left arm at his chin. Again, looking to bait Thor. Thor is keeping his guard up, working that jab, looking for angles. Both men have slowed down considerably now in the last minute of this fight, this round.
That will continue.
Yeah, we might get out of the first round here, which I think is more than any of us were hoping for. Big Roy Nelson-esque windmill swing from Eddie Hall. Sends the kites in the air, but doesn't hit much. All right, another double jab there from Thor. Not entirely sure what Eddie thinks he's doing in there.
I still have nothing if that helps.
Not really, but big left there from Thor finally connects and drops Eddie back. Pushes Eddie back, I should say. Thor hit him again, stumbled him a bit, but then he was content to pull back, let Eddie get back in the fight a little bit. Eddie feinting at Thor now. Thor with a lot of movement for such a big fella. Looks good. Looking good in that round. Oh, we have some abrasions. Yes, we have a cut around Eddie's right eye to end round 1, which they're cleaning up now. First round easily goes to Thor. Check in here with the comments. Okay, so a couple of things. Eddie often shows a low guard that can't work for so long. Our friends here from YouTube asking, why am I not showing the fight? Because it's illegal. It's illegal.
I did wonder how many people would find their way to this.
Every time I do this, they're like, why aren't you showing the fight? Because I'm not stealing and breaking, law. But hey, I'm sure somebody else is out there. Please go find them.
How many rounds there is on that match? Too many. Too many.
There are 6. And we are in round 2 of 6. Yeah, you can't legally show the fight. There are people that do that illegally. Go find them. And I wish you luck on the high seas, pirates. All right. So we had a friend here asking us how we're watching the fight on Segi.tv. Take your chances here. Oh, we are just seconds into round 2, and Eddie Hall just wails on Thor, knocking him back into the ropes. Is that counted as a knockdown?
In answer to the comment of how you are watching the fight, I am not.
He is watching the UFC.
I am. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm in Tampa, in America, and so it's working for me. Stewart's in the UK, not working for him. We're just sort of making hay as best we can. The fight is exclusively on Segi.tv/Thor versus Eddie. And it's like working on one device, but not another. Like I couldn't get it to work on my Roku stick or my cell phone, but it works just fine on my Apple desktop using Chrome. All right, back to the fight here. We are a minute down of 3 in round 2. Again, Eddie Hall just taking big old wild barroom-esque swings at Thor. Thor keeping his guard up. He is just content to jab away at Eddie, showing superior technique, at least between the two of these gentlemen right now. Eddie seemed to be relying on hopefully connecting a big swing and knocking Thor out, but he's taking damage along the way. Thor's just using that jab. Not a lot of it's connecting. A couple of it's hit the shoulder. Eddie trying to overcome Thor's reach by stepping forward and throwing a big haymaker, but it's not. He maybe hits 1 of 20 of those, if that. That might be being generous. All right, Eddie with a half-hearted series of jabs there. Not loving the technique on Eddie Hall. Just seems to be punching and not really boxing. There is a difference, obviously. Kind of doing the leaning forward and jabbing out method of doing this. But I'll tell you, Thor's got good movement. Oh! I say that and boom! Thor committed to a combination. Eddie nailed him and knocked him down. We have our first official knockdown of the fight, people.
Oh, man.
With 30 seconds
of course.
Left of round 2.
We have a finish in the UFC.
All right. Thor is back on his feet. We continue with 20 seconds to go of round 2. Thor seems to have gotten his legs back under him, still damaging the eyes of Eddie Hall. We have 10 seconds left of round 2. And we're calling the doctor in. There was 5 seconds left of that round.
Oh, more importantly, I'm here. I'm 5 seconds behind you, but I'm here.
Oh, sweet. Okay, so catching up on our comments here from our friends. Eddie's ego is showing. Sherry.
And I'm gone.
A lot of folks complaining about Segi not working.
Oh,
hey,
shit.
you have a friend here.
Yeah.
Hey, you know this guy? Yeah. Is he your neighbor? This is hi from Glasgow, Scotland.
Shield Maiden Samantha. Hi from
I guess
also Glasgow, Scotland.
I guess
yeah.
Jay Royce commenting on the UFC. The guy fighting in the cage right now looks like Owen Hart. All right.
He wishes he looked like Owen Hart. Like
all right, back to the ring here.
Yeah.
Round 3. We got 1-1. 1 round to Thor, 1 round to Eddie as we go into round 3 here. Okay, Thor picking up the pace here, jabbing with a little bit more frequency. A little more flat-footed than he was in the first 2 rounds here. I think he's wanting to put some mustard on these punches to maybe try to get back that round that he lost. Eddie Hall still using the leaning forward method. I've seen some boxers do to some degree of success. I don't like it. I think it looks ugly. But Robert Winfrey and Pat will tell you that it's useful if you know how to do it. All right, they clash. Eddie caught Thor coming in, but it was more of a stiff arm than it was a punch. Okay, Thor with a double jab there. Right now they're just pawing at each other.
And I'm missing it. Oh, man.
Missing. So occasionally, big left hook to the body from Thor. Eddie just sort of walks through it, brushes it off. Okay. As Eddie was trying to change stances with your guard down, like you do, I suppose, Thor got him with a 1-2. Eddie walked through it. Thor trying to keep his head moving, doesn't want to get caught again by Eddie. Eddie just sort of like tucking his chin, but he's not really moving his head. Then again, he also doesn't have much of a neck. It's about, he's got basically his head sitting on a ham, sitting on his shoulders. All right. Another jab there from Thor. Eddie's looking for angles. Definitely looking to counter. Big swing. Thor steps out of the way. 45 seconds of the round left. Oh, yeah, you're right. He does look like Owen Hart. Bit of a clash there. This was a very even round. Neither guy able to get much going. Thor definitely not wanting to leave himself open again for a big knockdown like he did in the second round. Eddie, however, not really pressing forward, pressing any kind of advantage that he might have had from that second round knockdown. Got caught by Thor coming in twice there. Thor knocks Eddie down with a big 1-2. Eddie is back up with no seconds left in the round.
Oh. My stream worked just in time to see that. What a shot.
Right. And it cannot be saved by the bell, apparently. He beats the count. We're back in the corner again. All right, on the replay. Eddie tries to go for the body. Big swing up top, misses. And here we see Thor. Big left hand, big straight left. Knocking Eddie to the canvas into the corner. Good round for Thor. That's 2-1.
Good shot.
Our friend here on YouTube, Thor 7 inches taller and getting beat up. He was having a hard time there. But you know what? He won that round. He got it back. So right now we are 2-1 going into round 4. Thor all the way. And he's got to try to win this round.
I have a picture as well. Even more exciting.
Outstanding, sir. Yay for technology. All right. Thor is picking up the pace
4,
here.
and I am
he
here.
smells blood in the water. He's got a successive round of jabs, and then he eats a big right hand from Eddie Hall. He's able to walk through it and stay on his feet. Thor trying to press his advantage now. Eddie, you can see fatigue on Eddie Hall. Hasn't moved a lot, but I guess he's moved enough to where We're 4 rounds into this, and he is getting tired. He might be easy pickings here for Thor. Thor just scored again with a jab. Eddie, see, this is what frustrates me about like real fights, is the one guy is clearly losing and isn't changing his strategy at all. Eddie is doing the same thing in round 4 that he did in rounds 1 through 3. You got to change it up, especially when you've been knocked down twice now.
Yeah.
Do something different. Neither one of these guys is clinching during these exchanges, which might, which if you're Eddie Hall and you can get, you can walk through a barrage of jabs from Thor and tie him up a bit, you might put some weight on those arms, making it harder for him to hit you. Not doing any of that. And those are those, like, we talked about before, those are those boxing techniques that you learn over time that you're not going to get with just a year of training for what essentially is a celebrity nonsense fight.
Yeah. Our clinical analysis really paid off earlier. It's shocking.
Look, there are a lot of live streams out there, but we provide the best.
Yeah, everyone who's shown up, who has shown up tonight trying to find an illegal stream. I hope you check it from the start just to see how right we were.
Yep.
Thor still looks pretty fresh, really. I think he does. He looks remarkably quite good. It's been 8 minutes of fighting, but
for an amateur boxing match, he's showing a lot of good movement here. I'm not utterly unimpressed. Eddie Hall, however, I mean, he clearly went into this thinking, I'm the bigger, wider, stronger, muscular guy. I'm gonna knock him out, but that's not really how boxing works. You know?
Oh, he just did a Dean Ambrose style, pulling him back off the rope. Like, here we go.
Wild thing.
Yeah. Oh, wild thing indeed.
You make my heart sing. All right. So Eddie is like punching forward and stepping back at the same time, nullifying any gains he would have gotten with that punch. It's really frustrating to watch.
I noticed in the pre-fight tapes that they were showing in between the adverts for beard oil, and I'm starting to see it now as his technique's loosening up a little bit, is that Eddie's kind of punching with both hands, like at once. Like it's almost like he's instinctively using both hands at one time,
Thor is actually utilizing very basic boxing technique, which I'm fine with. I'm not expecting him to be Canelo in there. Eddie is very much doing like barroom tough man. It's an interesting mixture, to say for sure. But I think it's also very demonstrative of what happens when you have an untrained barroom tough man guy versus an actual boxer. Jalen Holmes kind of summing it all up for me. Disappointed in Eddie's technique or lack thereof. Yes, sir. Thank you for commenting, everybody. This has been great so far. Really appreciate you. All right, round 5. And Eddie's just kind of hanging on the ropes like, I'm going to do this anymore. This isn't fun. He didn't go down in like the first 10 seconds, like in a Rocky movie. Yeah,
I wonder what the purses are for this. I really do. I want to know what they get. These guys are getting paid for this.
A gallon of milk, a bucket of chicken, and $1.50 for the bus.
Hey, done worse for less.
All right, big old windmill swing there from Eddie Hall.
Well, that was definitely a punch attempt.
Roy Nelson watches this and going, buddy, come on. Another one of those. Just caught him again with that. Thor did with the jab. With the end of a left on the end of a combination, and he just got him. Eddie was almost out of reach when he hit him.
I think my stream's working because everyone else has given up on the fight.
It's like, there's got to be something else to watch.
It was like, yeah.
I'm going to go watch porn. I'm tired of this. This will be on later.
Yeah. Of all the things I could watch on the internet, I'm picking this.
How did the stream work? Great when everyone stopped watching.
Yeah.
All right. Eddie looks so tired in there now.
I'm starting to feel a little bit bad for him. That's why I want to know how much he's being paid to know how bad I should feel.
Yeah, I'm sure he's fine.
Yeah, I think so.
All right. Thor, very composed in there, still hasn't really, keeping his guard up. Oh, Eddie, Christ almighty. So Eddie throws what could possibly be called a hook. And it kind of connects with Thor. Thor goes back a little bit, proceeds to then drop his hands and look mean at Thor. Dude, follow up. Like, this isn't the movies.
There's literally nothing for Eddie to lose than to just go for it at this stage. Like, he's got nothing to lose. Go for a highlight. Go for something that'll get you ESPN famous.
He did one of like this, and then just drops his hand. It was like, I did good, Ma. Like, come on, man. Look, I'm not saying I'm a trained boxer either, but the little that I did do, I threw combinations. Stand in front of a heavy bag and punch for 3 minutes successively. Not, ta-da.
This guy wants a walk-off knockout, doesn't he?
He really does, and he ain't no Mark Hunt.
No.
I miss Mark Hunt.
I miss. So dirty.
Oh my God, so dirty. Could you imagine? Just Mark Hunt just walks in here, knocks them both out, one punch?
That'd be so good.
That would be the only end of this fight that I'll accept. Mark Hunt through the Doctor Strange portal knocks out both guys, one punch, just fucks right off again.
I think we're going to have ended up losing about 25 seconds of this fight due to the timekeeper just going into business for himself, I think.
They've ended a few of these early, and I don't think this is a sanctioned fight. Yeah. All right.
The timekeeper just say, I've seen enough. Ding, 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 ding. Done.
It's like, I'm bored, ding.
Yeah. All right. I wonder what this does. Oh, same as last time.
So the guess here is they both got an 8-figure paycheck. Sure. Eddie spent the last year talking about he was going to knock out Thor and just doesn't get it. Yes, knockouts come from work. They don't come from wild Roy Nelson-esque. I've referenced Roy Nelson now a couple of times. And yes, Roy Nelson would throw a windmill that would make a hardcore kid at a punk rock show jealous. But he still had some technique to him, with the power of the potbelly and all of that. And you can't, like I tell my kids when I teach them, you can't just wing your arm out there. It's not going to work for you.
I think Eddie Hall is thought he was going to win this fight by virtue of wanting to.
I'm bigger and stronger. Why won't I win?
Yeah.
If that were then Deontay Wilder would be the unified world heavyweight champion right now, and Tyson Fury would be collecting garbage.
Yeah.
All right. We are in round 6, the last round of this. Oh, boom. Thor with the big punch knocks Eddie down again. Eddie is back to his feet. Will they call it off? Are we done? Doesn't seem like it. Though he is cut up across the eyes. Pretty good. Let's see if they'll get the doctor in there. Nope, they're going to let him continue. That was a big left hand by Thor. Caught him right in the temple. Knocked him straight down. I mean, at this point, Thor just has to not get knocked out and he'll win.
Yeah.
He's won enough of the rounds. He's had more knockdowns in the 6-round fight. So Thor's won. For those of if people are like, I just want to know who wins, unless something drastic changes in the next 45 seconds, next minute and 45 seconds, Thor's won this fight, either by scorecards or not, unless it's Clucky, in which case it's Canelo.
Well, I was going to say they may have the Josh Taylor and Catterall.
Yeah, I understand. After that ruling, Russia nearly invaded the UK.
Yeah, like England nearly invaded Scotland after that one. That was as a Scottish person and a big Josh Taylor fan, I still have no idea what happened. Maybe one of the worst decisions I've ever seen in combat sports.
Yeah, anyway. That's what happens when you fill out your scorecards ahead of the fight, and then you don't change them as things progress. Did you see the Michael Conlon fight? All right, you know what? I'll talk to you about that later. That's funny. All right. So Eddie Hall, with 48 seconds in, tries to go for the body, and you know what? Thor's doing the smart thing. He's circling. He's circling away from Eddie's power. He's not providing an easy target. He knows he's won this fight. He doesn't have to get a knockout. There's no shame in winning this on the scorecards. He's already knocked the man down 3 times. I think he just has to not make a mistake at this point. He has 20 seconds to fight a perfect 20 seconds and walk out of here the victor after all the BS and malarkey between these two guys. Big swing from Eddie Hall, just clips the chin, but Thor walks through it, and I think we're done. And now they go belly to belly, butts to butts, nose to nose. And Eddie, so I think Eddie tried to give him like a props, bro, and Thor took it like he was like giving him a cheap shot. It's really weird. All right. Well, now we go to the judges' scorecard. We'll see.
We lost time on that round as well. It's just
they were like, we're done here. Thanks.
Bored. Yeah. Come on. They're trying to get back the 25 minutes that they stole from us earlier. They're like, there's some YouTube stream that's going way over.
All right, a couple of comments here. We've got our friend Dr. Hyde. Eddie spent we already did that one. Mr. Holmes here. Eddie got to break Thor down before. Worry about trying to knock him down. Definitely at the disadvantage he's fighting at. And then, Thor won. All right. So they're going to go to a commercial, and then they'll come back with the score here. Hey. All right, let's go ahead and mute that again. I don't need to hear the stupid beard commercial. Folks, we're almost done here. We're going to hear the score, and then we'll do final plugs, and then we're out. I hope you had fun listening to us BS for about half of this, and then call an amateur boxing match. I had fun BSing with my friend Stewart. Did you have fun, Stewart?
I always have fun. I love it on here.
Good.
I check this. I check the schedule to see what my days off fit in with what you're doing that day. So, yeah. next time it's anything I can in any way contribute to. I'm there for it.
Good. Maybe I'll make you do the Tony Yoka fight then. That'll be more closer to your time since that'll be in.
Oh no, I'll be washing my hair that day.
Just not a fan of Tony Yoka, or not quite the kangaroo versus a bear kind of a thing. I need you for.
No, that is I am here for the freak show. That is.
Okay.
That is it.
Legitimate boxing.
No.
All right.
No. I'm only here to help people find illegal streams. That is it.
All righty, folks. Hey, leave your final comments here, suggestions, Bible verses, call outs, whatever you like. We're about to wrap up as soon as the score comes in. All right, here we go. Maybe yes, no. We have a commercial for the fight we just watched. Maybe no. Okay, unleash your inner Viking.
This is his beard one again. Yeah, that's his beard oil one. Yeah.
This essentially was an infomercial for this beard oil. You realize that, right? This is not really a boxing match.
We've been had. They've just suckered the world, haven't they?
Sure. The world that was watching this, which is pretty much people listening to my live stream.
Yeah, I was going to say there's more people on here because it's the only stream that's working right now. That or they're just giving up and watching the UFC.
Hey, if you are watching the UFC, Dan Hooker is about to step into the cage. Who's he fighting?
Tom Allen, I believe.
Okay. Well, folks, I see you here on our YouTube page and our Radulich and Broadcasting Network Facebook and Twitch and our History of Boxing Facebook page, and I appreciate all of you. I really thank you for hanging out with us tonight. This was a lot of fun. All right. Enough with the stupid commercials. Let's go. They're doing a commercial now for, I think, Segi TV, which did a bang-up job with this live stream tonight. All right.
Whoever wins, Segi loses.
Now I'm kind of curious what their follow-up's going to be. Like, once they got it going, it went. It seemed to have been fine. All right, we're back finally. All right, let's see what the scorecards read.
I really hope there's shenanigans. I don't even really care what at this point. A dodgy scorecard, a punch, anything. Just give us a headline.
All right. So yeah, unanimous decision. I'm guessing this was fought under amateur rules. They didn't read what the specific scores were. They just said it was unanimous decision. It doesn't really matter. Trying to retain the 10 viewers who are still watching. Eddie can't talk all that trash to lose. No, he can't. All right, folks. That wraps up our alternative commentary here for Thor versus Eddie. Come back tonight around 12:30-ish for our ESPN fight for, real fight coverage. Not this kangaroo versus a bear that we decided to call tonight for fun and profit. We've also, like I said, we've got a whole bunch of stuff for WrestleMania weekend going on. Next weekend, we've got Miguel Berchelt versus Jeremiah Nakathila around the same time as we're doing it tonight, because it's yet another ESPN card that starts at 10. Then we've got Ring of Honor, Super Card of Honor, Friday, April 1st. NXT Stand and Deliver at noon on April 2nd, and then WrestleMania Night 1 on April 2nd, and then Night 2 on April 3rd. After that, we've got the UFC, Volkanovski versus the Korean Zombie on April 9th. April 16th is Errol Spence versus Eugenius Ugas. Then we've got Tyson Fury, Dillian White on April 23rd. And then finally, closing out the month of April, Oscar Valdez versus Shakur Stevenson. And then spend your Cinco de Mayo with us. Canelo Alvarez versus Dimitri Bivol on May 7th. So those are all of our next bunch of live stream fights that we're going to be doing. We hope you enjoyed this. We did the best we could with it. Check us out on, hey, if you found us on YouTube and you like this, like I said, almost every Saturday I've got something going on. So if nothing else, subscribe to our YouTube channel just for that. But hey, we also have fun movie reviews, television reviews, soccer matches. There's the guys that cover the history of game shows. We have all kinds of stuff. We have anime for those of you who have children who are into that sort of thing. We have all of that. Plus, I have like 10 years worth of content that has never been on this channel that I'm airing slowly but surely. We just put up our Voltron show. We did London Has Fallen. We did a comparison of Return of the Jedi versus Revenge of the Sith that went up this past week. So that's all there on our YouTube page. Like, again, almost 16 years worth of content that I've done is either up or going to be up in the very near future. Please subscribe to our YouTube. If you just want to hear the audio only, we're on all your podcatchers. We're the W2M network, and I am the Radulich and Broadcasting Network. All of this is all the Radulich and Broadcasting Network. And we are a part of W2M. And hey, if you're like my wife and you think Stewart's voice is oh so sexy Scottish, check him out on the second to last episode of the Mania of WrestleMania. It's our historic series as we chronicle the first 20 years of WrestleManias. Stewart jumped on when everybody else bailed on me. We looked at WrestleManias 14, 15, and WrestleMania 2000.
The holy trinity of WrestleManias.
That's right. And then Pat and I did WrestleMania 17 recently. This Wednesday, we've got WrestleMania 18 and 19 coming up. And then next month, just in time for WrestleMania, we'll be concluding with WrestleMania 20. Stewart, anything else?
If you are into video games, head over to 411mania.com/games. You can check out my thoughts on Elden Ring for a start. Got WWE 2K22 as well. And coming up, I think there's a couple more, one of which I'm not allowed to discuss. So head over. Yeah, it's still under a strict embargo, so there we are. But head over and check out my game reviews and see you in the comments down in there. But yeah.
All right, folks. Hopefully you'll be back tonight to hear us talk about Edgar Berlanga versus Steve Rolls. If not, we'll see you around. For Stewart Lang, I'm Mark Radulich. Be well, be safe, and behave.